It's Thursday, February 11th, and I'm going to try and give you another update from the Capitol today. A couple of things have been happening here at the Capitol. First, I started my morning today in the Senate Education and Health Committee. I had a bill up right behind my colleague, Ralph Smith, from Botetourt County. Senator Smith had a bill that is called the Coerced Abortion Bill. It is a difficult bill dealing with a difficult issue. It is a bill that had been in the Courts Justice Committee because it dealt with a crime, and that is the crime of trying to coerce someone into having an abortion. Typically arises in a situation in which a spouse or significant other threatens or coerces a pregnant wife or girlfriend to have an abortion, and frankly it is something that should be punished and should be treated as a crime. This bill would have made it a Class 1 misdemeanor, and in a lot of ways, you hear the pro-choice movement and the pro-life movement talk about the issue, and the pro-choice movement says we want to protect women's choices. And I really have a hard time viewing this bill as anything other than a pro-choice bill, in as much as it protects a woman's choice to make this choice herself. And certainly we want to make sure that she has every right and every ability to choose life should she make that choice. In any event, the pro-choice, quote-unquote, pro-choice advocates undertook some procedural twists and turns to send this bill back to the Education and Health Committee, where it died, unfortunately, this morning and will not see the light of day. On another interesting, I guess ironic twist, the Planned Parenthood license plate that has been advocated in the House and Senate moved on in the House Transportation Committee this morning, and it looks like it's going to be voted on the floor probably early next week. So that's an odd mix of events. Today was also Pastors' Day and Virginia Municipal League and VACO Day at the Capitol, which also created kind of an interesting mix of visitors to the Capitol. We had a group of pastors from across Virginia I spoke to this morning, and my office has been filled with town council members, Board of Supervisors members, and city council members from across the Shenandoah Valley today, and actually had a visit from some folks in Herndon who were, much to my surprise, thanking me for something that I apparently did last year that I cannot even remember, but I was delighted that I made them happy, and it's nice to see them. Also today on transportation, the House took up the radar detector bill, and it actually killed the radar detector bill. Virginia, as you may recall, is one of, two states in the nation, one or two states in the nation that actually bans radar detectors, and there was legislation perking through the House delegates that would have lifted that ban. It died on a close vote in the House delegates. Today also, activity really began on the package of school choice bills, the charter schools bills that were announced and unveiled yesterday by the governor and by a bipartisan coalition advocating creating charter schools in an effort to provide families and children with more educational choices and better school systems. The bipartisan coalition included Delegate Rosalind Dance, who's a Democrat, and Doug Wilder, and my colleague Steve Newman in the state Senate is carrying the bills, and it's going to be an interesting adventure as we see those bills move on. The General Assembly, at least the State Senate Education and Health Committee, has not been a very friendly venue for anything but traditional one-size-fits-all education choices, and this does provide a granted public option, but it is a public school choice program in the form of charter schools. We've had a hard time getting charter schools approved in Virginia, and frankly Virginia lags virtually every other state in the nation in the development of charter schools, even California, even Washington, D.C., and we have an opportunity to partner with the President of the United States in his Race to the Top program, and we have accessible to us about $350 million in federal funding for charter schools if we can somehow rev up and give a jump start to our charter school program in Virginia. So more to come over the course of the next week. Next week we're going to have budget negotiations and, actually more fully developed budget talks ongoing. So I'll have more to report about the state of the Commonwealth's finances at that time. So thanks for joining me. I'll be back and talk to you again tomorrow.